Baraka, Israel, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all praise, glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh, may Rakah, Yahweh rest upon you. And saying that, what we're going to get into and what we're going to talk about are the things that y'all need to know and the things that y'all need to learn and understand as it pertains to what you worship. Because see, at the end of the day, despite of your belief system or confessions, many die outside of their faith. You understand me? Because they don't understand biblical scriptures. See, so we're going to get into the biblical scriptures so that we can get a better understanding of this political game and get a better understanding about the coming of Yahweh Shai and his kingdom. You understand me? Because see, through religious teachings, y'all are separated. You understand me? Not knowing and understanding that you are in separation due to the fact of idolization and the lifestyle of iniquities. You understand me? Meaning that you all embrace these titles, but yet y'all embrace or y'all exercise the commandments of man. Meaning that democracy, socialism, communism, bureaucracy, and all these totalitarian movements that y'all are into, these are philosophical issues. You understand me? These are philosophical governance system of man, and the governance system of man enslaved man. You understand me? And life is built on captivity. Do you understand me? See, so we're going to get into these things that y'all need to know and understand. Because, see, you understand, the Levites are the nation of priesthood, right, to this day. But know and understand that the tribe of Levi, the Levites, they do not carry, or they do not hold the law anymore. You understand me? Understand, the Levites do not hold that covenant no more, okay? They no longer hold the covenant despite of being the nation of priesthood, despite it being the covenant of Levi. Yet at the end of the day, the Levites do not hold the covenant. The elect of Israel, they hold that covenant. You understand me? The elect of Israel, they are the nation of priesthood. You understand me? See, y'all have to understand biblical scriptures. Because see, the Bible is a prophetic book. Although things have played out, you understand me? Yet throughout history, things have played out. Yet history repeats itself. You understand me? Because see, y'all don't understand the Bible. Y'all don't understand God. There are things that y'all really don't understand, and the church is not designed to teach you. You understand me? Because it's a religious organization, religious belief system of man. And belief system of man is corrupt. Do you understand me? See, so understand, matter of fact, let me get 1 Peter 1:19 right quick. First Peter chapter 1, verse 19. But with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot. And what he talking about is that sinful nature. You understand me? I break a lot of this down, you know what I'm saying, throughout all my videos so that y'all can get a better understanding. Let's read that again. These mosquitoes. First Peter chapter 1, verse 19. But with the precious blood of Christ as a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world. Listen, who was verily foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifested in these last times to you. Meaning that Yahweh Shai was in the play, was into existence long before this world was ever created. You understand me? Meaning that life is already written. And that's the ideology, and that's what y'all have to keep in mind. And that's the approach when you come to these scriptures. You understand me? Because see, we are already judged. Everything is already written. Yahweh Shai came to fulfill all the prophecies of Yahweh God concerning the kingdom. You understand me? I'm gonna hold that. Let me get I'm gonna go into the book of John what's that? 19. Let me get John 19, and I'm gonna get I'm gonna go to John 19. I'm gonna go down to verse. Shalaki, not John. Shalaki, John 19. My fault. I'm gonna go down to the verse 28, and then I'm gonna go to verse 30. John, chapter 19, verse 28. And after this, Yahweh Shai, listen. After this, Yahweh Shai, knowing that all things, listen, all things, you understand me? Not some things, not a few things, but all things, religiously, politically, economically, culturally, dietarily, conversation-wise, etc. You understand me? Because y'all have to understand the ideology and the physical nature of man is corrupt. And this is death, because the wages of sins is death. So death is inedible. You understand me? This ain't no, oh, you believe and get baptized and you join the army of the Lord, and then you can live a life how you want to live, Shalaki, you want to live, and think that you're going to make it into the kingdom when you die. Nah, it don't work like that, because life is already written. You understand me? It is what it is. Let's read that again. After this, Yahweh Shai, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scriptures might be fulfilled, said, I thirst. Now let's go down to verse 30. When Yahweh Shai therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. Listen, it is finished. And he bowed the head and gave up the ghost. Meaning that when he gave up that ghost, he completed the biblical prophecies. See, so understand, Yahweh Shai came and fulfilled biblical prophecies. So this Bible is closed. You understand me? These events are going to play out astronomical, which is going to cause cataclysmic climate disasters to take place, and then you're going to have political events that's going to lead up to World War III. You understand me? That's going to lead up to the Battle of Armageddon. You understand me? See, so y'all really have to understand this book is closed. You understand me? That's why we're going to get into the things, and that's why I bring the things that y'all need to know and understand. Because see, a lot of these things that I speak about, it's not taught into these churches, and a lot of Israelites don't speak how I speak. I'm from a camp, right from New York, the rod of instructions, but yet, because I don't want to repeat what other camps and other camps talks about. You understand me? Because see, all that debating, all that the white man is the devil and all this right there, nonsense. At the end of the day, you don't learn anything. You don't grow. You may grow into the physical knowledge. You may obtain physical knowledge, but you're not growing into that divine knowledge. You're not growing into that divine grace. You understand me? There is a difference. That's why Paul always said, examine yourself whether y'all be reprobates. You understand me? It is what it is. Matter of fact, let me get Mark 7:7 right quick. Mark chapter 7, verse 7. Have a Beth, in vain do they worship me. Shalaki, let me go up to verse 6. He answered and said unto them, whereof Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, that it is written, the people honor me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. Meaning that although you may say, I believe in God, He's the Lord of my life, but you really don't mean it. Due to the fact of your exercising or embracing the commandments and the religious ideology, philosophical views of man, that goes against Yahweh God. You understand me? See, so y'all honor Him with y'all lips because y'all quick to say, I believe in God. Y'all quick to say, I am a believer. Y'all quick to get baptized. You understand me? Y'all quick to say this and y'all quick to say that. You understand me? Verse 7. However, in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. See, so vain means emptiness. The doctrines, the commandments of men are those philosophies of life, like evolution, Scientologists, the white man wrote the Bible, King James wrote the Bible. All these doctrines that y'all are into are philosophical doctrines. Do you understand me? Those doctrines are the philosophical views, ideology of man. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so that's why there is never no actual factual facts when it comes to philosophy, but philosophy plus philosophy equals philosophy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so the commandments of man are the teachings of man, ideology and philosophy. You understand me? Say like, I'm gonna give you an example. Go back to what I was speaking about, the army of the Lord and the baptism. See, a lot of y'all was taught in these religious organizations that when you get baptized, you'll join the army of the Lord. Now, in the religious teachings, it sounds good. You understand me? Yeah, in the reality, it don't work like that. In the reality, that is false. You understand me? In the reality, you are not in the army of the Lord because the life is already written. You understand me? It is what it is. Life is already written. This book is already closed. Yahweh Shai done came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. You understand me? And y'all don't know God because y'all never was taught. Even some Israelites don't even speak how I speak. You understand me? Because a lot of Israelites, that because they woke up to the physical ideology or knowledge of that they are Israel and we are Yahweh God chosen people at the end of the day, just like the church. It's all about the elect of Israel. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read verse 7 again. Howbeit, in vain do they worship me, teaching the doctrines for the commandments of men. Now let's go down to verse 13. Making the word of Yahweh non-effect through your traditions which ye have delivered. Meaning that even though y'all got baptized and confessed, yet at the end of the day, when it comes time to exercise that titles, y'all exercise the commandments of men. Y'all reject the commandments of Yahweh God. Y'all embrace democracy. You understand me? It is what it is. Y'all embrace the governing systems of man and its religious ideology and philosophy. Do you understand me? And not knowing and understand any religious organization, y'all are enemies to Yahweh God. Do you understand me? Because it goes back into idolization. Idol worship and anything outside of the commandments is idolization, is idol worship. You understand me? Let's go back to 1 Peter 1:19. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 19. But with the precious blood of Christ as of a lamb without blemish and without spot, who verily was foreordained before the foundation of the world, but was manifested in these last times to you, meaning that he had came, because life is already written. You understand me? Let's go to Hebrews. Let me get Hebrews 1:1 right quick. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 1. Yahweh, who at sundry times in divers manners spoke in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, have in these last days spoken to us by his Son. Meaning that from Abraham all the way to Yahweh Shai. You understand me? He spoke to the prophets and then he spoke to us through Yahweh Shai, his Son. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go to Numbers. Let me give Numbers. I'm gonna go to Numbers 24, but let me get Proverbs 8 to give y'all a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Let's get Proverbs. Let's go to chapter 8 and let me get 22. Proverbs chapter 8 verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way. See, he possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. And we are in the works of old. You understand me? See, so when you go back to Romans 13 and 11, Paul say what? Knowing that time, that it's high time to wake out of sleep. Because our salvation is nearer than we believe. You understand me? Knowing and understand biblical prophecy. You understand me? And biblical prophecy, y'all don't understand. So therefore, when these events come, y'all fall victim, not understanding. You understand me? That these are events. These events are played out astronomical and political. You understand me? Again, throughout all my videos, life is based on politics and religion. I don't care what you say. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's read that again. 22, verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. From the beginning, or ever the earth was. Meaning that you have to be, the elect were chosen long before the foundation of the world. Yet they answered that call in their life. You understand me? Because every life is already written. It's the movie being played out. That's why when you go back into Revelation, did he say that those that whose name is not in the book of life, it's not written in the book of life, because see, life again is already written. What Yahweh Shai saying, John 6:64. But there are some of you believe not, because he knew from the beginning who believed and who didn't believe. You understand me? Because he from above, so he already know. You understand me? Who gonna follow and who not gonna follow. You understand me? That's why he said, and go back into Matthew 13. When he said this is not given to everybody, because everybody can't see beyond the physical nature. Everybody can't see or everybody can't accept or see the realities of life. They rather live a fantasy, and that fantasy is through the it's not through the religious, but it's through the ideology and philosophy of man. You understand me? Because the imagination of man is very wicked. You understand me? That's what Yahweh Shai said in the book of Genesis. Man's hearts became wicked because we were born in a sinful nature. You understand me? See, so the scriptures, your life, the kingdom, everything was already written long before the foundation of the world. Sorry about these mosquitoes. Everything was written long before the foundation of the world. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go to I was in Hebrews. Let me get back to Hebrews, what, 9? Let me get Hebrews 9 and let me get verse 26. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 26. For that then he often has suffered since the foundation of the world. Listen. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the world have appeared to put away sin, and by the sacrifice of himself. Let's read that again. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the world, he have appeared to put away sin by sacrifice of himself. And what he talking about is that baptism. I did a video about that. Because he understand the baptism, Yahweh Shai put it into the physical nature. You understand me? That's why he said, this is my body that is broken. Because he killed the physical nature. He condemned the physical nature. You understand me? That's why y'all don't understand communion. That's why y'all are sick in y'all ideology. Y'all lack in faith and y'all are very weak. You understand me? Y'all are enemies to Yahweh God. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. I think what? Let me get wait, oh. Oh, these mosquitoes. Oh, these mosquitoes. Yo. But understand that, oh, I just lost my train of thought for a minute. Oh, these mosquitoes, yo, this rain. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Understand that life, the scriptures, everything was written long before the foundation of the world. You understand me? So when you die, you either in that book of life or not. You understand me? You are judged when you die and you leave this earth forever. You understand me? You are judged. We are already judged. Due to the fact of that, go back into Yahweh prophecies. Like how Peter said, the word that was in the water is standing out of the water. But that water, but now that same wrath has been stored up. You understand me? Because the world will come to a close. You understand me? And that's what y'all don't understand, and that's what the lack of understanding that y'all have. Because y'all not taught into these synagogues. You understand me? But yet Yahweh Shai put an end to the physical nature. I'm thinking trying to get Psalms 116. And let me go down to verse 15. Psalms 116, verse 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of the saints. Listen, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of the saints. Meaning that you put it into the physical nature by walking in the divine nature. You understand me? See, a lot of these things is not explained to you. But yet at the end of the day, life, the Bible is already written. So these prophecies are future prophecies, despite them being played out as we speak. So understand that even though the Levites are the nation of priesthood, yet they no longer hold that covenant. You understand me? The elect of Israel, they are that nation of priesthood. You understand me? Because we are in the works of old. You understand me? It is what it is. That's who the kingdom is for, and that's who Yahweh Shai coming back for. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let me get Matthew 20. I was going to get Numbers 24, but nah, Numbers 24. I'm gonna say that for another video. We'll break that down, because I want to break it down so y'all get a better understanding. So let me go ahead and get Shalaki. Let me get Matthew 19. Shalaki. Let me get Matthew 19 and 28, and then let me go ahead on into and let me get Revelations 1 and 6, I believe. Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mothers, or wife, children, lands, for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. You understand me? See, so those that follow Yahweh Shai, they are the nation of priesthood. You understand me? That's who the kingdom is for. That's who he coming back for. They're going to be judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand me? I'm going to hold that. Let me get Jeremiah 23 and 5. Jeremiah 23, verse 5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch. Now that branch is talking about the elect of Israel, because David is going to be king again. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand, that's who the kingdom is for. That's who Yahweh Shai coming back for. Let's go back to Matthew. I'm going to get Matthew 24, and let me get 31. Revelations, chapter 1, verse 6. And he have made, 1 verse 6. I'm going to start in the middle of 5 and hit verse 6. Revelations, chapter 1, verse 5. Unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, he have made us kings and priests. Listen, and he have made us kings and priests unto Yahweh and his Father. You understand me? See, so through his blood, the elect, those that answer that call, the 12,000 out of each tribe, they are the nation of priesthood, even to this day. Although physically, through the knowledge that the Levites are the priesthood, nation of priesthood. You understand me? But understand that nation of priesthood, the covenant of Levite is corrupt. You understand me? Because see, understand, the covenant of Levite is corrupt through religiously and politically. You understand me? Politically. You understand me? Through idolization. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so understand what this political game is about. That's why I continuously put y'all into the things that y'all need to learn and understand, so you can get a better understanding when you watch these media outlets. You understand me? Understand the difference between Democrat and Republicans, understanding these agendas. Because see, y'all don't understand that Yahweh prophecies are played out through these politicians' agendas. Again, this book is closed, so these political events is going to play out. You understand me? So you have to know and understand biblical prophecy. You understand me? And life is already written long before the foundation. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Matthew 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Meaning that he coming for the elect. Because that's who the kingdom is for. That's who he coming back for. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get let's go back to Matthew 20, and then let me get 23. Matthew chapter 20, verse 23. And he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given. Listen, it shall be given to them. Listen, it shall be given to them whom it is prepared of my Father. Meaning that the kingdom is already written for the elect of Israel. You understand me? It is, hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all really have to understand the Bible, because the Bible is a political, historical book. It's a prophetic book. You understand me? It's not a religious book. You understand me? They have man put its religious ideology and attach it to the Bible. You understand me? But at the end of the day, the Bible is a political book because it relates to governance systems of man and of a divine system. You understand me? Shalaki, governance systems of man, because it comes in various forms. And a divine governance system, because life is based on captivity. Life is based on obedience. You understand me? Life is politics and religion. Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand, understand that the kingdom is already prepared for those. You understand me? Let me get Luke 22. Let's get Luke 22 and 30. Luke 22, verse 30. That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom. Listen. And let's go to 29. Let's go to 28. Ye are they that which have continued with me in my temptations. Meaning that talking about continuously to walk in the divine nature, despite of the physical nature. You understand me? Go back to what? I think Galatians 5 and 17. If I'm not mistaken, the spirit lusts against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit. You understand me? And they're contrary to one another. So Yahweh Shai came to condemn the sinful nature by walking in the divine nature. So Yahweh Shai was tempted through the physical natures. You understand me? Okay? It is what it is. Let's read that again. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And I appointed unto you a kingdom, and my Father have appointed unto me. And that kingdom and country, it's the same biblical, it's the same political terminology. The kingdom is a country, country is a kingdom. I told you the Bible is a political book. You understand me? Verse 29. And I will appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father had appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on the throne judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Why? Because the kingdom is a divine governance system. And those that follow Yahweh Shai, those that answer that call, the elect of Israel, that's who the kingdom is for. They are the nation of priesthood, the elect of Israel. Right now, to this day, we are in the works of old. You understand me? But understand that the covenant of Levi is corrupt through religious and idolization. I mean, political and religious idolization. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Because see, understand. Let me get, matter of fact, these mosquitoes. Let me get one more, and then we're gonna get on. Let me get Isaiah 65. That's why I don't like this ring. Boy, these mosquitoes come down here in Florida. Let's get 65 and Isaiah 65. Let's get verse 8. Isaiah 65 verse 8. Thus said the Lord, as new wine is found in a cluster, and one said, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So I will do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. And he didn't destroy them all, because he understand Noah was corrupt. Yet the difference was that Noah wasn't heavy into heavy well, how can I say it? Noah wasn't an idol worshiper. You understand me? Because see, we going back into the days of the Sumerians. You understand me? See, y'all don't understand the Bible. Y'all don't understand. See, y'all think the white man wrote the Bible, King James, and all this nonsense that y'all are into. But y'all really don't have no clue or no understanding. You understand me? It is what it is. Okay? See, so understand that he didn't destroy them all. Just like Isaiah said, we were supposed to be like Sodom and Gomorrah, wiped out. You understand me? It is what it is. Verse 9. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and my elect. Listen, and my elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. And those servants are those Gentile nations, because they going into slavery. Those Gentile nations are the offsprings of Esau. You understand me? Yet Esau bloodline, he has no hope, no salvation. You understand me? But yet the kingdom of God is reverse slavery. Just like how you have slavery to this day. Man enslaved man through his political governing system. Yahweh going to enslave you through his religious governing system. It is what it is. There is no in between. Either you for or you against Yahweh God. Simple as that. You understand me? We're in this battle and we're in a war. You understand me? And it's and it's corrupt through the fact of idolization. Understand that through idolization. Matter of fact, let me get Malachi 2 and 6. 2 and 8. Malachi chapter 2 verse 8. I'm starting at 7. Verse 7. For the priest's lips should be kept in knowledge, and they should seek the law out of his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, said the Lord of hosts. Meaning that they departed out the way, meaning that they left the commandment for religious ideology and political views of these other nations. So they, in the result, they rejected the commandments of Yahweh God. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so the covenant of Levi was corrupt through religious idolization. You understand me? Because see, understand, the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, when they left the desert, the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, they ran into the to Baal, the northern Canaanites, the chief god, Baal. You understand me? And as a result, they went into slavery. Now understand, the Levites hold that covenant for a brief period, a moment of time, or that short moment of history when they was in the desert. You understand me? So that's how it became the covenant of Levite when they was in the desert. That the covenant of Levite, the Levites don't hold the covenant no more. But that short period of time that they hold that covenant. You understand me? Due to the fact of that they refused to worship that calf that Aaron built. You understand me? And Aaron worshiped that calf. You understand me? So they refused. So as a result, Yahweh took the nation, the tribe of Levi to himself. That's why when they went into the land of Canaan, when you go into the 12 tribes in the land, you don't see the land of Levites. You understand me? Because see, the Levites was God, Yahweh to himself. You understand me? And the Levites, the tribe of Levi, they settled along the borders of the 12 tribes. Not the 12 tribes, but the borders of northern Israel, like Zebulun, Bethlehem, Issachar, Simeon, Manasseh, Ephraim. You understand me? So when they went into that land, the tribe of Levi settled along the northern kingdom inside their borders because they had no inheritance. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let me get Deuteronomy Oh man. Yeah, man, these. Dang. Oh man, let me get Deuteronomy. Let me get Shalaki, let me get Exodus 32. And let me get down to 26. Exodus 32 verse 26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? And when the people and when Moses saw that the people, wait, Shalaki, let me go let's start off with the 21. Exodus 32 verse 21. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought such great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief, meaning that he tried to give an excuse as to why he built that calf, knowing that he know better. You understand me? And to this day, a lot of people have excuses as to why you can't accept the truth and you can't see beyond the realities of life. You understand me? It is what it is. Excuses. Same thing with man. When Yahweh came down, who told you to eat? Oh, that woman you gave me. You understand me? It is what it is. Verse 23. And for they said unto me, make us gods which shall go before us. Now verse down. Let's go down to verse 25. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame amongst their enemies, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side, let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered together themselves together unto him. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. Meaning that the people was naked. Meaning that religiously they was open. You understand me? Like you don't have, like a person don't have no clothes. You can see their whole physical body. You can see their whole hope of Israel. They had no hope. They was naked. They had no covering. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And he said unto them, thus said the Lord Yahweh of Israel, put every man his sword by his side and go in and out of the gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. Meaning that Aaron built that calf and they all worshiped that calf except for the tribe of Levites. You understand me? And a few other Israelite, other camps, they didn't worship that calf. You understand me? So when Moses came down, a lot of them and Aaron them joined the side of Moses. You understand me? Now everybody else was a great slaughter on the side of that mountain. You understand me? All those people really died. The mountain opened up. You understand me? See, so the Levites refused to worship that calf. So therefore Yahweh kept that tribe to himself. So they never had an inheritance or a land. You understand me? Let me get Numbers. Let's go to the book of Numbers 8. Let's get Numbers 8, and then let me get the I'm gonna start at 5. Numbers chapter 8, verse 5. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, take the Levites from amongst the children of Israel and cleanse them. Thou shalt do unto them to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shall shave off, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. And when he's talking about shave the flesh, he's not talking about razor and cutting the physical body. That's symbolic. What he's talking about is that physical nature, because that physical nature is going to be a barrier, and it's still a barrier to this day, despite if you walking in the divine nature or not. You understand me? So the physical nature is going to be the last end that Yahweh Shai gonna put it into. You understand me? Y'all have to understand grace. See, there are things y'all really have to understand, but y'all really don't know, because these things is not being taught to you all. You understand me? But you hearing it from T.F.Y, facts over feelings, true followers of Yahweh. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go down to verse let's go down to verse 9. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together, talking about all the 12 tribes. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord, an offering of the children of Israel. Right now, let's go down to verse 14. And then, no, let's go down to verse 13. And thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for an offering unto the Lord. And let's go down to verse, let's finish up. Thus shalt separate the Levites from amongst the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. After that shall the Levites go and do service of the tabernacle of the congregation, that they shall cleanse them and offer them for an offering. For they are wholly given unto me amongst the children of Israel, from amongst the children of Israel. Let's read verse 16 again. For they are wholly given unto me from amongst the children of Israel. Instead of open every womb, even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel, have I taken them unto me. And he's talking about the physical birth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so there are things that y'all have to understand. Okay? You understand me? So he's talking about the order, that nation of priesthood. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go over to let's go down to verse we had Numbers 8. Now let's go down to verse let's go down to verse 21. And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before the Lord, and Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before my sons, as the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, and so they did unto them. You understand me? And let's go over to Numbers, 15? Let's get the, Shalaki, let's go to Numbers 18 and 20. Numbers 18 and 20. Numbers chapter 18, verse 20. And the Lord spoke unto Aaron, Thou shalt have no inheritance of the land, neither shalt thou have any part amongst them. I am the part and thy inheritance amongst the children of Israel. Meaning that they never had no land when they went into the land of Canaan. So they settled along the borders of the northern kingdom. And as a result, they quickly went into slavery for idolization, because they ran into the northern Canaanites chief god Baal. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go to 2 Kings 17, and then I'm gonna start at start at 15. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 15. And they rejected his commandments and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimony which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them. Concerning the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made molten images, even two calves, and made a grove, and worshiped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. Listen, all the host of heaven, and served Baal, meaning that the children of Israel was planning to worship him in that desert. Because when they left Egypt, they brought all those they brought the Egyptian calendar with them. They brought the religious symbols, Egypt symbols with them. the Star of David, the Seal of Solomon. You understand me? Those triangles come out of Egypt. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so when they came out of Egypt, they came out of Egypt with the religious ideology and political views or governing system. You understand me? See, so at the end of the day, the Northern Kingdom went into slavery for idolization. And that's what y'all have to understand, that idolization separates you from Yahweh God. That's why you have to learn and understand what you worship. You understand me? And you have to learn these things. That's why I bring these things to y'all, because these things is not taught into these religious organizations or these churches. You understand me? Because y'all have to understand, man is against Yahweh God. God is against man. Do you understand me? This is a war going on. Let's read verse 16 again. 2 Kings 17 and 16. 2 Kings 17 verse 16. And they left the commandments of the Lord their God and made molten images, even 2 cows, and made a grove and worshiped all the hosts of heaven and served Baal. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through fire, used divinations and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. And let's hold that, and let me get Amos. Let me go into the book of Amos 5. And let me get Amos 5, and let me get down to verse 25. Amos chapter 5, verse 25. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offering in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have bought the tabernacle of your Moloch and charmed your images, the star of your God which ye made to yourselves. You understand me? So they came out with that star. They came out worshiping the planets. Because see, understand, the first Jews, I did a video about this, about the Saturday and Sunday are pagan Sabbaths. You understand me? Because see, understand, the first century Jews, they rejected the lunar calendar and embraced the solar calendar. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all have to understand. Okay, let's read verse 8. Let's go back to verse 18. 2 Kings 17, verse 18. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. And what he talking about? Only one left was the tribe of Judah, but he talking about Benjamin too. See, Benjamin and Judah. Benjamin and Judah, because see, understand, Paul was a Benjamite, although he was born in Turkish. But yeah, Paul's bloodline goes back to the tribe of Benjamin. You understand me? See, so the only tribe that was left was Judah. You understand me? So when you're talking about the tribe of Judah, Judah is the capital, you understand me, of the southern kingdom. You understand? See, so Paul, so they went in slavery beyond Damascus, right? Paul was in Turkish, was born to Turkish. Yet Paul's bloodline goes back into the tribe of Benjamin. You understand me? Now the Levites settled along the borders of the northern kingdom. So when the Syrian came in and conquered the northern Israel, the Levites and the northern kingdom went into slavery for idolization. You understand me? It is what it is, because they ran into Baal. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. That's right. Let me get in the Apocrypha. I think what, Second Ezra's. Remember, I can close up Amos. Second Ezra and the Apocrypha. Let me get Second Ezra. I'm gonna get chapter 13, and I'm gonna go down to verse 40. Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Syria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and they came into another land. You understand me? Let's read that again. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Syria, led captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land, meaning that they was on the rivers of Habar River and the Gazan River through the Syrian Empire, and they was brought over here to what we know as Azareth. But today we know it as South America and North America. But back then, in those times, this land was basically really uninhabited. You understand me? Because of the population started to really spread. Yeah, it wasn't heavily populated. So this was basically called Azareth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. But they took counsel amongst themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs them and held still the flood till they were passed over. Meaning, talking about the seas, the storms and the seas, and those tsunamis and those seas, those storms that caused those big old waves. The temperature, the atmosphere, the climate was good enough for them to sail over here without any problems. It may have rained, but it wasn't. You ain't have no hurricanes and typhoons and stuff like that appearing. You understand me? See, so basically, through His creation, because He exists through His creation, the weather, the climate was good enough for them to jump into a boat, put them in the boats and chains, and bring them over here. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 46. Verse 45. Though that country were a great way to go, for though that country was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, the same region is called Azareth. They dwelt there until latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, and that means to wake up, and I mean the time that they're going to start to wake up. But basically what he's talking about, like the seed of Gad, them, the Indians and all of them, they was heavy in the idolization. Manasseh, them, all of them was heavy into the Central Maria. You understand me? They heavy into the Madonna child. They heavy into Christianity. Even to this day, the Levites, they heavy into Christianity when you go on the island of Haiti. You understand me? And to this day, you have a lot of Haitians that are Christians. You understand me? So they captive to the religious ideology of a white man named Jesus. You understand me? See, so the covenant of the Levites grew up through idolization. You understand me? So the Levites don't hold that covenant. Some can wake up and know that we are Israelites and they are from the tribe of Levi, although it is called the covenant of Levi, yet by Yahweh came and went back to the Father, they no longer hold the covenant. Why? Because Yahweh came and fulfilled biblical prophecy. The elect, they are the nation of priesthood. You understand me? Because the kingdom is for them, and that's who He coming back for. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that they was going to wake up. See, so when you go back into American histories and the Indians and the Cha-Cha Indians and the Aztec Indians and all these people, understand they was an idolization. They was idol worshiping. So even though they were going to come over into the land of what we know as America to this day, yet they went into idolization. That's why Psalm 76:1 says, my name is known, I'm known in Judah, but my name is great in Israel. You understand me? It is what it is because Yahweh came out of Judah. See, so it's Judah, Yahweh is the lawgiver. You understand me? So those that follow Yahweh, the elect, they are that nation of priesthood. You understand me? Hey, you understand? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get Psalms 106. Let me get 106. I'm going to start at 34. Psalms 106, verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning the Lord, commanded them, because he told them to go on the land and kill everybody, but they didn't. They quickly went into slavery. Because, they did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled amongst the heathen, and learned their works, and served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. Verse 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring after their own inventions. And that's talking about idolization. So when you go back to James 4:4, ye adulterous and adulteress, goes back into idolization. Anything outside of the commandment is idolization. You understand me? It is what it is. The first commandment, thou shalt have no gods before me. You understand? Verse 40. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hands of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Meaning that the Syrian Empire came and carried their ass and put their ass into slavery. You understand me? For religious enslavement, for idolization, and even to this day. See, so the northern kingdom and the tribe of Levi, which are the 10 that went into slavery. You understand me? Now the only one that stayed was Judah, and then you had the Benjamin. You understand me? Because again, Paul bloodline goes back to the tribe of Benjamin. You understand me? Now Judah, let's go back to 2 Kings. 2 Kings, 17? And let me get 19. I'm going to start at 18. 2 Kings 17, verse 19. Therefore was the Lord very angry with Israel, and he removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah. Now let's go down to verse 23. Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he has said by all his servants the prophets. So Israel was carried away out of their own land to Syria unto this day. Okay, see, so unto this day. You understand me? So the Levites do not hold a covenant, despite of them holding that for that brief moment in the desert, because they didn't worship that calf. Yet at the end of the day, the whole covenant of Levi is corrupt. The tribe of Levi, the tribe of Levi corrupted itself with idolization when it ran into Baal, along with the children of Israel in the northern kingdom. You understand me? Verse 19, 2 Kings 17 and 19. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statutes which they made, meaning that meaning that the tribe of Judah, they didn't idol worship. What happened was that politically, economically, they left the commandments and fell into economic enslavement. So when you go back to the curses of Deuteronomy 28, matter of fact, let me get that. Deuteronomy 28 and 28, because I did a video about this. America, so-called African Americans, we are under economic curses. We are in poverty to this day. You understand me? Those are economic enslavement. Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to verse 47. Deuteronomy 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, because in the Bronze Age, when he rebuilt himself, he had gold, all the wealth and all that. The Ark Covenant with gold. You had the temple filled with gold. See, you understand me? See, y'all have to understand the Bible. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst. And he talking about economically. You understand me? Talking about financially. Because you need water and you need food to survive. You understand me? So he's talking about economically. And in nakedness and the want of all things. And when he's talking about nakedness, meaning that you have no hope, you have no faith, you have no belief. You just don't believe in nothing. You just wide open. You understand me? See, so all these physical matters, all these issues, you're gonna follow. You understand me? Because you're naked. You understand me? You're in economic poverty even to this day. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And that yoke of iron was to snatch away your mental nationality. So when you go back and see, and Yahweh said, he stripped Israel of their nationality. See, so Judah nationality was stripped through the transatlantic slave trade, through the chains. You understand me? When Toby was getting whooped, when Kuta was getting whipped, then he turned around, his last stroke, he answered to Toby. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so slavery was to wipe out your mental nationality because Yahweh prophesied for the children of Israel. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. In fact, there you go. Let me get 28, Deuteronomy 28. I'm going on to verse 37, but we're gonna get back into it. Deuteronomy 28, verse 37. Thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword amongst the nation where the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed into the field, and thou shalt gather little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. And basically what he's talking about is the government. The local level government and the state government and the federal government going to take everything that you got financially, through regulations, through fees, through debt, through credit scores, through taxes. You understand me? And then when shit what diseases break out and what natural disasters break out, like the COVID, you got to pay continuously to pay to take a test. You understand me? See, so they're gonna take everything that you got. See, so understand that politicians already know that the African Americans here in America are the children of Israel. We are the tribe of Judah. It's here in America. You understand me? But understand that the Northern Kingdom went into slavery religiously, and Judah fell politically. You understand me? Because see, understand Judah had rejected, or they revolted against Yahweh God commandments, not the commandments Shalaki. The tribe of Judah went against Yahweh prophecies because Nebuchadnezzar was going to take over and rule, and the tribe of Judah, they sided politically with Egypt. You understand me? They sided with Egypt. So when 530 came, the Jerusalem was handed over to Nebuchadnezzar. I think it was Janaican, the king, whatever. Janaican was 530. He handed the kingdom over to Nebuchadnezzar. You understand me? And that led up to the battle of Chemish, and the Babylonians won. I think that was round about what? Round about, I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure, but around in like 600 BCE, around in that common era, and Judah fell by like 530 BC in that common era. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so what happened was that they went against Yahweh prophecies, and so therefore he put their ass into slavery, because outside of the commandment is idolization and sorcery and witchcraft. See, so what happened was the tribe of Judah idolized by following the governing systems of these other nations. Do you understand me? And he rejected it. As a matter of fact, let me get First Chronicles. Let me get First Chronicles 36. No, let me get Yeah, let me get Second Chronicles, Shalaki. Let me get Second Chronicles 36 and 6. Against Against him came up Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and bound him in fetters to carry him to Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar also carried of the vessels of the whole house of the Lord to Babylon, and put them into his temple at Babylon. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoiakim and his abomination which he did, and which was found in him, behold, they are written in the book of kings of Israel and Judah. And Jehoiakim, his son, reigned in his stead. You understand me? And let's finish up. Verse 9. Jehoiakim was 8 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. And when that year was expired, King Nebuchadnezzar sent and brought him to Babylon with the goodly vessels, with the goodly vessels of the house of the Lord, and made Zedekiah his brother king over Judah and Jerusalem. Meaning that Nebuchadnezzar came in and conquered Jerusalem, and he put whoever he wanted into a position of power. You understand me? Because the tribe of Judah rejected the commandments by politically siding with Egypt to go against the prophecies of Yahweh concerning Nebuchadnezzar. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get 2 Kings. Let's go back to 2 Kings 24. And let's get 10. 2 Kings 24 verse 10. At that time the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up against Jerusalem, and the city was besieged. And Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, came against the city, and his servants did besiege it. And Jehoiakim, the king of Judah, went out to the king of Babylon, he and his mother, and his servants, and his prince, and his officers. And the king of Babylon took him in the 8th year of his reign. And he carried out thence all the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king's house, and cut in pieces the vessels of gold which Solomon king of Israel had made in the temple of the Lord. And the Lord said, as the Lord has said, and he carried away all Jerusalem, and all the princes, and all the mighty men of valor, even 10,000 captives, and all craftsmen and smiths. None remained, save the poor sort of people in the land. And he carried away Jehoiakim and Babylon, and the king's mother, and the king's wife, officers, and the mighty land. Those carried he into captivity from Jerusalem to Babylon. And all the men of might, even thousands, and craftsmen and smiths, and thousands, all were strong and apart for war. Even them, king of Babylon, brought them to captivity to Babylon. Meaning that whole Jerusalem went into captivity through Babylon. You understand me? Nebuchadnezzar came in and slayed whole Jerusalem. Because similar to the fact of that, you went against the commandments of Yahweh God by rebelling, politically siding with Egypt. Knowing that he delivered Israel from Egypt religiously and politically. And that bondage, not just as much enslavement. You understand me? It is what it is, talking about the captivity, the philosophy, the governing system of man, the physical nature. He delivered them from Egypt. You understand me? Religiously, politically. You understand me? But they was naked. Judah was naked. They economically followed other nations because, see, understand the commandments is a divine governing system. Now the financial institution to that divine system is called capitalism. And the Judah rejected capitalism because Yahweh God is a capitalist. America is a capitalist country. And to this day, a lot of African Americans, they don't understand politics. Y'all don't understand these agendas. So what y'all do is reject capitalism, and y'all enslave y'all own self through socialism, communism, and bureaucracy. Because those are the enslavement, economic enslavement of man. You understand me? I did videos about this capitalism versus socialism. This is spiritual battle, spiritual war being played out. So you have to understand the terminology. Go again into Matthew 11 and 15. You got ears to hear, come in here and understand. You understand me? What this game is about. You understand? Let me get Hebrews. Let's go into the book of Hebrews 9 and 11. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 11. And if there were perfection by the Leviticus priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek, and not be called after the order of Aaron? Because why? Aaron had built the calf and worshipped that calf. You understand me? Despite that Aaron, the priesthood being through Aaron and his sons. Yet at the end of the day, the covenant of Levi is corrupt. The Levites corrupted it when they was idolization and idol worship. You understand me? When they was in the desert, Aaron built that calf, but yet the Levites didn't worship that calf. They refused. But when they went in the land of Canaan, they fell into idolization. They don't hold the covenant anymore. You understand me? Even though it's the covenant of Levi to this day. You understand me? It is what it is. For the priesthood being changed, there made a necessity a change also of the law. For he of whom these things are spoken pertaining to another tribe, of which no man gave attendance at the altar. For it is evident that our Lord sprung out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spoke nothing concerning priesthood. You understand me? Nothing, because see, understand, it had to be changed because of the corruption. You understand me? Judah was corrupt. That's why, matter of fact, let me hold that. Let me go to Isaiah, Isaiah 52. And let me get down to verse 9. Isaiah 52, verse 9. Break forth into joy, sing together, ye wasted place of Jerusalem. For the Lord hath comforted his people, and he hath redeemed Jerusalem. Meaning that Jerusalem is no longer politically captive to the political government system of man. You understand me? And the children of Israel no longer have to worship graven images because they're going to know Yahweh God. You understand me? Because they're going to come and know these commandments. Well, the elect is going to wake up. The rest is still going to stay blinded. All of Israel is not saved. You understand me? Let's go down to verse 15. And it is yet far more evident, for that after the similitudes of Melchizedek there arise another priest, who is made not after the law of carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. And what he's talking about is the birth of Yahweh Shai, the birth of biblical prophecy. You understand me? Let me get the book of Romans. Let me get Romans 3 and 21 right quick. Romans chapter 3 verse 21. But now the righteousness, listen, but now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. Listen, but now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. You understand me? Now let's get John. Let's go back to the book of John. Let's get John 1, first chapter, and let's get down to verse 14. Let's start at 13, and then I want 14, but I'm going to start at 13. John chapter 1, verse 13. Which were born not of blood, nor the will of the flesh, nor the will of man, but of Yahweh. And we're talking about the will of man, the will of the flesh, talking about the physical nature. Now, when he said of Yahweh, he's talking about prophecy, divine prophecy. You understand me? And verse 14, and the word became flesh and dwelt amongst us. And that prophecy became flesh. You understand me? That divine prophecy had became flesh and dwelt amongst us. See, so there are things that y'all really have to learn and understand. So it was a necessity of the laws to change. That's why the Levites don't carry they don't hold the covenant anymore. The elect, the 12,000 out of each tribe, they hold the covenant to this day. They are the elect of Israel. That's who the kingdom is for. That's who he coming back for. Simple as that. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's finish up. Hebrews chapter 7, verse 17. For he testifieth that thou a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Now let's go over to verse let's go to Hebrews 8. Right, and then I'm gonna start at 6. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 6. But now he hath attained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which he was established upon a better promises. And when you go back into Hebrews, the 12th chapter and 24, talking about that Yahushua is a better sacrifice than Abel. See, although Abel gave his firstborn, that firstborn was corrupt, because that firstborn was the firstborn of a corrupt of the physical nature. You understand me? So go back to Peter when he say without spots and without blemish, because the physical nature is corrupt. The physical nature is a buried, and that's what y'all don't understand. So y'all can't see beyond the physical nature or see beyond these politicians' agenda, because that divine spirit has to be in you. You understand me? It is what it is. Okay, verse 7. For if the first covenant have been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault in them, he has said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. See, so that new covenant that he made with Yahushua. So therefore the Levites hold the covenant no more. They are not the priesthood of the covenant anymore. Shalaki. Verse 9. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. Because they continue not in my covenant, I regarded them not, said the Lord. Meaning that he never done away with them. What he did was gave them over to a reprobate mind. So he let them follow other nations and let them do them until Yahushua come. Go back to Jeremiah 10 and 21. I think the elect is going to come back to Jacob. You understand me? It's going to be, it's all about the elect. You understand me? Let me hold that. Let me get it's all about the elect of Israel. Let me get Micaiah chapter 5. Let me get chapter 5 and let me go down to verse 3. Micaiah chapter 5 verse 3. Therefore will he give them up until the time she which traveleth have brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel. Now that remnant is a band of survivors. So those band of survivors are the elect of Israel. Those band of survivors are those that answered that call. You understand me? Those band of survivors are those who the kingdom is for and who he coming back for. Because the remnant is a band of survivors. And throughout history, you always had a band of survivors. And to this day, you have a band here in America. And we so-called African Americans and all those that jump in that southern border are the northern and the southern kingdom. We are the real children of Israel, politically. You understand me? I prove all this in through my videos. You understand me? It is what it is. Okay, let's read verse 9 again. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant. I regarded them not, said the Lord. For this is my covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, said the Lord, I will put my law in their minds and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be my people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord. For all shall know me from the least to the greatest. And what he talking about, because the Gentiles don't know the Yahweh God because they never was taught the commandments. And the children of Israel don't, they met Yahweh God, but yet they rejected Yahweh God and went into slavery for idolization, idol worship. You understand me? See, so meaning that that the elect is going to come and answer that call. Once they answer their call, they're going to know his name. You understand me? Only the elect, only those that truly are his are going to know his name. You understand? Let me get Isaiah 52. Let me go back to Isaiah 52 and let me get verse 6. Isaiah 52 verse 6. Therefore my people shall know my name, therefore they shall know in that day that I am he that does speak it. Meaning that his people are going to know his name. See, you got to know his name. If you know his name, then you know the commandments. If you don't know his name, then you don't know the commandments. Because to know Yahweh God is to know the commandments. To know the commandments is to know Yahweh God. So you have to know and understand what you worshiping. And a lot of y'all don't understand. That's why Paul tell y'all to go ahead and examine yourself. Because a lot of y'all eat and drink but not understanding Yahweh Shai, not understanding what this political game is about. You understand me? Y'all don't understand the biblical prophecies that are in this book. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me finish up. I gotta get up out of here because my break is over. What was it? What I had? Oh, I had Hebrews. I had Hebrews. Let me finish up. Hebrews 8 and 12. Hebrews chapter 8 verse 12. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities I will remember no more. And meaning that he won't remember them once we come back unto the Father. Come back in that divine nature. You understand me? Let me get Isaiah. Let me go to Isaiah 44, and let me get 21. I want 22, but I'm start at 21. Isaiah 44 verse 21. Remember this, O Jacob and Israel. Now when he says, O Jacob, he's talking about the whole 12 tribes. And Israel. Now when you say Israel, he's talking about the northern kingdom, because the northern kingdom went into slavery for idolization, for idol worship. You understand me? Let's read that again. Remember this, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee. Thou art my servant, O Israel. Thou shalt not be forgotten of me. I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgression, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Meaning that he redeemed the nation of Israel through the blood. You understand me? So those that answer that call are the elect of Israel. Now everybody don't know that call. A lot of Israelites didn't answer that call despite them knowing the physical, or despite them having that physical knowledge of being Israel. You understand me? Because it's all about the elect and answering that call. You understand me? There's a lot of things we're going to get into and touch on, because y'all have to understand biblical prophecy. Again, the Levites do not hold the covenant anymore. They had it for a short moment of time, and on the desert, they went into slavery for idolization. Yahweh Shai came. He is the lawgiver out of Judah, and the elect and all those that follow Christ, the elect of Israel, they are the righteous branch. They are the elect of Israel. You understand me? That's who he's coming back for. That's who the kingdom is for. You understand me? See, so understand the 12 tribes, not the 12 tribes, but the 12,000 out of each tribe, the elect of Israel, they are the nation priesthood.